Good morning. It's turned out nice again. How's it going, guys? You all right? It is actually turning out nice. It's early here, but the sun's coming up. It's a little bit cloudy, but the windows are open. The windows are open, so it's not that cold. Well, the windows have to be open this morning, don't they, Remy? We're not friends this morning. Do you want to see him? Would you like to say hello to everybody, Remy? Would you like to explain why we're not friends this morning? You're coming creeping, aren't you? So, as you will know, well, if you've been around these parts for a while, the last few days Remy's had the shits, haven't you, Remy? And the first couple of nights he tried to open the door to let himself out. There's two doors there, an inner door and an outer door. And he'd managed to open the inner door, but couldn't get out of the outer door because that one was locked. So the other night I left it unlocked. And he did get up, let himself out and have a didgeridoo outside, a didgeridoo. So I've been very excited about that. Yesterday there was nothing. He didn't need to let himself out. But today, it was a lovely greeting for me when I came downstairs, wasn't there, Remy? And he didn't let himself out. So we've just finished cleaning up after Remy. Getting up bed or I'll kick your teeth in. Bed. We'll be alright, Remy. I'm only playing. So if you're new to my channel, my morning briefings, right? Please, right, don't moan, right? The morning briefings are like for my friends. Do you know what I'm saying? The morning briefings are very long videos usually. And it's basically to thank people that have supported me, you know, over the last 24 hours with the super chats, the super thanks, you know, if we're doing streams and things. Telling people what I'm doing today, what's on my mind, etc., etc. And a bit of like community news, you know, like some of our followers sometimes are not well or, you know what I mean? So consider it just like sitting down with a pal in the morning and having an answer. So, don't know where to start today, to be honest with you. I need some coffee. Coffee. There it is. I love this stuff. This is really good stuff. It's not product, well, I guess it is product placement, but I'm not getting paid for it. It's nice. I need to find out if I can get it out here in Spain, really. Oh, I love the smell of coffee. That 2-2 draw yesterday feels like a defeat to me. Today, I'm going to update my other YouTube channel, Met United TV. Look, that's where I've got the top on. Met United TV. It's where we take the piss out of the Manx. It's a new channel. Like that one we're having a giggle with, do you know what I mean, and stuff. This one's serious business, but that one's just a laugh. So you might want to go across and subscribe. Then again, you might not. So today is Three Kings Day here in Spain, which is bigger than Christmas Day here. So the Spanish do celebrate Christmas Day, but it's not a big deal. Do you know what I mean? Today is the big deal. Today is when the kids get all the presents and things like that. And have a big, well, I was going to say Christmas dinner, but it's the Three Kings dinner. So if you're British and living here, like me, it's like having two Christmases. But my girlfriend's not here. She went back to England on Saturday, so there'll be no big dinner for me today. And I don't think I want one after all shit I ate at Christmas. That's nice. I like that coffee. If any of you are in the EU, right, because of Brexit, you can't do it because I'd have to pay import taxes. But if any of you are in the EU and you can locate this and you can send some to me, it'd be very much appreciated. I will reimburse you, God. So what we're going to be doing today? Well, surprise, surprise, I'm going to be making a video about Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yeah. Because I put a video on last night, you know, criticising him, and to be honest with you, 99.9% of the comments, hundreds of comments, I think, or it certainly feels like hundreds of comments, you have to have a look, were were very critical of him. Yeah, and some really nasty comments as well, which I'm not really comfortable with, but I understand people's frustrations. I think there was only a couple of people out of everyone that were like, you know, you're all disgusting for criticising him. One poor game. I've seen people commenting on my videos and on the members' website for a long time saying some of his performances recently haven't been as good as they are. Some people don't think he's the greatest defender anyway, including apparently some of the officials at Real Madrid. But I've never understood this mentality of some supporters that think it's unacceptable to criticise a player or a manager for the performances. As long as it's respectful, it's like this thing like you should always support someone. Well, just because someone thinks he had a bad game last night doesn't mean they don't support him when he's on the pitch and want him to do the best. I find that a little bit immature when people say that, to be honest with you, because as a grown-up, believe it or not, I should be allowed to cast my opinions on anyone associated to the football club, whether they're an executive, whether they're on the coaching staff or a player, right? And that applies when you praise them as well, right? Yeah. I was thinking this morning about FSG. If Liverpool was struggling at the moment, everyone would be going on slagging FSG off. Liverpool are doing really well at the moment, but no one's actually coming out and saying, God, we're doing well, nice one, FSG. It's interesting, isn't it? For transparency, I don't like FSG. Yeah, I wouldn't call myself FSG out, because I'm really not that bothered at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But I see the frustrations, I don't like them, I know why they're here, I ain't got a problem with them making money and stuff, as long as the team is successful. But I just think there's been times in recent years when they could have backed Klopp further. Now people, immediately the top Reds, for example, will jump on that and say, like Jurgen, well, what, you want £100 million Ferraris every... No, but there's been times when there's been players that Jurgen wanted in that 25 to 30 million bracket, and he was told he couldn't have them unless he sold players first, like Origi and Shaqiri and stuff like that. So it's just stuff like that bothers me. Now, there is, it's alleged that John Henry had a problem with Klopp when he, decided to leave the club, or in that period. And, we've alluded to that. We've even discussed it. We've spoke about some of the things, or some of the claims. But we've never really had, anything really, interesting to consider until recently. I received an email recently from someone that's, that would come into contact with FSG on a frequent basis. I think it's frequent. I need to refresh my memory. And there's some interesting claims in that email about the contracts and how Jurgen had, allegedly or apparently, or it was rumoured that he'd told FSG, I'm going to resign. And they had allegedly, it's rumoured, because you've got to be careful legally, right? They allegedly said, well, can you keep it quiet until we got these 3 players tied down and then announce it? And Jurgen was like, allegedly, I can't do that, kind of thing. And because of that, it's claimed that the shit hit the fan. So I've got that, and I haven't been able to talk about that over Christmas because I haven't had much time. I had my girl here from Boxing Day until Saturday, and I swear down I feel like I hardly saw her because I still continued with my vids and things. But yeah, this week I have a lot of content for you, I think, which you may find of interest. Now listen, when someone sends me an email and various claims, I got another one the other day. Do you remember the one about the chap that's trying to put a group together to try and buy Liverpool Football Club? Do you remember that? Like a fan-funded model. He sent another email a few days ago. I'll go over that with you again. But what I need you to understand is that when people send me emails, I'm just literally being the messenger and saying, guys, this is what someone is claiming behind the scenes, right? I don't, never think that when I show you these things that you should that I'm encouraging you to take it as fact. You know, if someone's making a claim about FSG and Jurgen Klopp and the contract situation, you have to treat that as like, that could be complete bullshit. You know what I mean? So with all my content on here, I always say to you, just listen, digest, it's there in your mind, and you individually form your own opinions. So you'll be doing a lot of that this week, I think. I do have other emails that I receive to do with Endo, Darwin Núñez, Gomez at Wolves, Chiesa. Wolves apparently having a bit of interest in Chiesa. Every time I mention Chiesa, I want to like mention, you know, his status at the club. I think if you've paid attention to my videos, you should be able to work out what the situation is with Chiesa, what is actually really happening with Chiesa, what the problem has been. So I'm not going to go into that again, and it's a tricky one. I don't think it's a wise one to come out here and make a video about it all, even though I would be being the messenger. You okay? So yeah, I think if you followed those videos, you should be able to work out what it is. We'll leave it at that. What else are we doing today? Well, I don't think there'll be any Spanish print media today, do you? With it being their equivalent of their Christmas, if you like, big day. Let's have a look. I can take a quick look. Yesterday, I subscribed to, oh, for fuck's sake. It's very confusing. I subscribed to some of these publications yesterday, and they billed me twice. I was gutted because, you know, normally you get your money back, right? But what's this one? I'm struggling here, guys. Normally you get your money back, right? But in Spain it is so fucking difficult to get a response because they're usually in fucking bed. So I'm pissed about that. But I do go to great lengths behind the scenes to try and keep you informed, right? So you guys might have been just chilling last night and I was fucking trying to sort it all out for you for the week ahead. It says it's loading. What's this? 6th of January? Yeah, Lunes, the 6th of January. So there is AS. There is an AS. Just quickly looking to see if there's anything about Trent. Don't see anything. Let's see if there's sport as well. Updates on that. Yeah, there is an edition today. So there might be a marker as well. But remember, around Christmas Day, I think they did. I think Marker did one on Christmas Day, but it was only a few pages thick, and it wasn't like a proper edition. So I don't know. I'll check them all for you. And if there's anything, we'll have a little natter. Do you want to go outside, mate? So yeah, I'll do the newspaper review. See what these Spanish friends of ours have got to say. I will be touching on Trent. I think with Trent, you're entering a situation now where if he's going to U-turn or bottle it, it's going to be now. That's what I think. And I have noticed a change in the reporting in Spain a little bit. Some of you did comment on it last week. They'd gone from being very much like, you know, imminent, it's going to happen, to if everything goes to plan kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? The if came back. So that'd be interesting. Well, might not be, it might be a load of shit. Lovely cup of coffee, that. So, here we go. Let's see who supported me yesterday on here, if anyone. Rick Sade, I think that is Rick, 8 hours ago. Thank you, brother. Thank you for supporting my channel with a super thanks. That's the love heart under the videos. That's basically he's got my breakfast for tomorrow morning there. I'll be back in the cafe tomorrow doing the newspapers. I like to do the newspapers in the cafe because the Spanish workmen are there, the owner, you know, I can ask certain questions regarding translations and things. So And I really do like it's a family place, and I like supporting the business, so I'll be back there tomorrow. And I'm going to have a bocadillo, fuck it. That's a baguette with sausage, cheese and fried onions. I'm not supposed to be, because I'm supposed to be losing weight again. But I'm having a fucking bocadillo, thanks to Rick. Thank you, brother, I appreciate you. Daryl Kenchington is in there, channel member. Schwad, buying the coffees. Coffee. A contribution to Trent getting shipped out ASAP, he says. That was absolutely shocking. No fight for the club against Man United at home in front of the cup. If that can't get you wanting to give 100%. Yes, we need Trent for the title if he plays like Trent in 2019-2020. Do we need this Trent? No, we don't. Previously, has he had much competition for a regular right back spot? Now Bradley is here. I love Bradley, mate. What are you doing? And proved he has the fight to make it his own. He's able to walk the walk. Seeing Trent like that was a mess. VVD was angry with him. And rumours, and he's put only rumours, as it's on X, of a heated dressing room. I wouldn't pay any attention to that, to that rumour. Tough videos to make, but you did fantastic. As Brendan Rodgers would say, fantastic. I'm with you on Conor Bradley. He's fantastic. He's a mix of a modern and old school right back. Have a great Three Kings day and try and enjoy the day best you can. Thank you, Daryl. Daryl always supports my channel. Like I say, he's a channel member as well. And he's very popular. People love him. He always brings some sensible conversation and he's very supportive. We got Gareth Turner in there as well. I think he's gone away for a little break now with the family. Love Gareth. If you watch my KopTalk get together video that I uploaded about a week ago, you'll see Gareth in there. He's the tallest motherfucker in the world I've ever seen. With the Gareths, we call him the Gareths because he goes out with his eyes, you know what I'm saying? I got a big belly and a big personality, and Gareth's also, if you don't want to watch that video, if you just go to Cop Heights of Anfield, you will see Gareth Turner's YouTube channel, which he's made huge progress with last year. He'll be the first person to tell you he doesn't have a lot of confidence. But you know what? I could sit and talk to Gareth for ages about Liverpool, but it is very difficult to sit in front of a camera. Believe me or not, is that the way? I can't remember. Believe it or not. So it is. I'm all right because I can chat forever, me. Do you know what I mean? And I've been here 27 years, just say. I might not mention that. No, fuck off, because there's new people watching my channel. 27 years I've been doing KopTalk now. Do you know what I mean? So you know what I mean. You've been through it all. You know what the crack is. But anyway, Gareth, thank you, brother. Channel member as well. Swag. William Cahoe as well bought me a coffee. Thanks, Will. I hope you have all the best for this year, my friend. Mr. Cam J, channel member, Swad. He says, Happy New Year, Donkey. Just catching up with the vids. The sausage roll comment was too funny, so get yourself another one. And then he's put, alright. Yeah. The thing is, if you're new around these parts, you know, these guys are like, buy me a coffee or a sausage roll, for example. And at the end of my videos, most of my videos, nearly all of my videos, I say, you know, if you want to buy me a coffee or a beer, then you can hit the super thanks, and people do. And my haters get really upset by it. They get, I don't know why that is, but they get really upset by it. And someone commented recently and said, all he does is ask, no, I think he said beg for coffees and sausage rolls. I've never asked for a sausage roll in all my life. So we were having I have, offline. So we were having a giggle on here when I was telling everyone about that. And since then, everyone's been buying me loads of sausage rolls. So it's completely backfired on that numpty. Ah, dear me. Fucking hell, Cam, I love Cam. Cam's been around these parts for fucking donkey's years. Thank you, Cam. All the best to you and your family this year, brother. David Coleman as well. Another channel member. There's Wednesday's Baguette and Bocadillo. He says, there ain't half some idiots about grab a coffee and keep doing what you do, DKB. All right, DKB means Dunk Knows Best, all right. Thank you, David. Jim Maxwell as well. He said, thanks. That's Bocadillo, that's Thursday. We're doing all right here, aren't we? I'm never going to lose this fucking weight, am I? And then I think I'm up to date on that. Jim Maxwell was the last one. I think then we're going into Sharon as well. Oh, going into Sharon. There's a joke in there somewhere. I won't go there, Sharon, with the joke. All right, I'll leave it at that. Okay, so is there any screenshots? Sometimes I take shots during the day to remind me of things. What I can tell you is I do have some lottery tickets right here in front of me on today's El Nino lottery, which is the second biggest lottery of the year. So fingers crossed on that one. It's only 2 million though, guys, if I drop the jackpot. And to be honest with you, I've only got a tenth of a ticket, so it's only 200 grand. Only. A ticket is 200 euros. You can buy a decimal, which is 20 euros. So I've got some decimals. I go halves on it each year with my uncle. You know what I mean? So between us, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tickets. There you go. Going on today's El Nino. So 200 grand. I'm afraid if I win, I'll lose half of that straight away. There's 100. In fact, I think I'd lose 20% of that straight away from the 200 to the government in taxes. You pay tax on lottery wins here. Then 100, maybe 80. No, I can't. I mean, I can buy you a coffee. That's it. Because when I do win the lottery, because I am going to win the lottery one day, right? A big lottery prize. When I win, like, say, something like stinking rich, you know when I'm stinking rich, that's when I'm going to look after everyone that's looked after me. And I mean that. I really do. If I won like that Euro Millions, someone that's maybe bought me a cup of coffee or something, I'll be turning up at their house with a brand new Audi or something like that. Honestly, I'm not joking. But I'd need a big lottery win to do it because there's a lot of people support me. But I would love to do that. It's my dream. No, there's no screenshots. There are some really good comments on my videos. But it's, I'd be here forever if I was to go through them. So I'm not going to do that. I want to get on with today's stuff, really. It's fucking cold. Can we have this door closed? Hey, Remy. Wait a minute. He's waiting for his dinner. I ain't fed him yet. In bed? Oh, bed. Live streams. Yeah, we'll do a live stream at 1 o'clock this afternoon, alright? That's 1 o'clock UK time this afternoon. And I don't know, is there any football in England today? I genuinely do not know. With me being in Spain, you know what I mean? It's a little bit, I'm still confused. If you know how confusing it is, right? Over Christmas in England, like what day is it? And then, we're still going through it here, if you know what I mean. Today, Premier League, Wolves versus Forest. Okay. All right. Now, this could be interesting because there has been some claims made to me. Someone does contact me on a regular basis that's got a friend that works within Wolves Football Club. And they were accurate on a lot of things regarding, just certain transfer things last year, and also regarding Liverpool, Liverpool's interest in things. I think we're going to see a bit more of Wolves being mentioned with Liverpool and that. And the reason I say it could be interesting is that I find with Liverpool that after a home game, especially a significant home game like United, you tend to get the more credible transfer chatter come out of the club, because what you have to imagine is there's a lot of important people go to the games, right? A lot of unimportant people like me and you as well, probably. But what I mean is the wealthy, the business people. And the more they invest in the club and put into the club, the higher, the access they get. Now, what I mean by that is I don't mean that, the club, Michael Edwards, I forgot his name this morning, Richard Hughes. I had to think of Dick. to get his name. Hashtag no Diddy. What I mean is, I don't mean that they come out and just go, oh, by the way, this is what we're doing. No, but the higher up the chain you go in terms of access, the more I've been there myself. Do you know what I mean? Like you get the odd wink and nudge, and just trust me. I have been here a long time, and I do know people within the club, and I know how it works. And So after last night's game, for example, or yesterday's game, you might see something over the next couple of days that just sounds a little bit different to what we're subjected to every day, all right? So my thinking here is, Wolves are playing at home, so you'd expect the similar thing. So there'll be people sat down having a meal and that, and maybe say, so what's happening with Gomez then? Do you know what I mean? Are we interested in Chiesa? So look out for Wolves this week and Liverpool. You never know, all right? I'll be talking about Wolves this week, but I'm not on about me. All right. So that's the only game. QPR play Luton in the Championship. The Spanish Copa del Rey. Oh, that's on. That'll be interesting. Minera versus Real Madrid. Last 32. Might keep an eye on that. When do we get some interesting stuff? Tomorrow, 7th. English League Cup semi-finals. Arsenal versus Newcastle. Okay. There's an international between Tanzania and Kenya. Can't miss that. Wednesday, Tottenham versus Liverpool. Wednesday. So I would imagine on Wednesday we'll do a watch along for that. All right. So yeah. I feel like my girlfriend's messaged me. Morning. She says 2 kisses. There we go. She might call me in a minute. I'm supposed to be going to England right in middle of January, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it because I think we need to stay focused on here with the Trent situation. Anything could happen with that, I do believe that. I know some people just believe that, that Joyce, I mean, let's be honest, Paul Joyce at the Times, we know that's Michael Edwards, right? So, well, it's not Michael Edwards, Paul, she's ringing right now, she'll have to wait. See, I get put off when I see it. Like, now I can see it ringing, so, let me put it behind the kettle. I don't mean it's the same person, I mean, you know what I mean. So Paul Joyce has obviously said Liverpool don't want to do business in January, right? Money fucking talks, guys, it does, honestly. I mean, if I was the owners now, after last night, and no, you don't give up on a player after one game, but I'd be saying, is it going to be a repeat of this? Is this fucker going to cost us the title? Never, talking about keeping him to help win a title. Could he cost us the title? And I'd be like saying, that Conor Bradley, I fucking like him. Sell. So, never say never in football. Never. I just did. Did I just say never in football and then said never? Or did I mean never meant... So I think I need to be around these parts, you know what I mean? It might be only by middle of November though. Long way to go for you later, wouldn't it? Rather have a bacon sandwich. Morning, darling. Yeah, you just don't know, do you, with that Trent situation? It'll be interesting what the Spanish say, I think. I know there's some people out there that... I don't get it, me, right? So I review the Spanish football dailies every fucking day, right? And in every video I say, look, we don't take what they say as gospel. We know there's propaganda, right? And then you get people here going, I'm not interested in the fucking Spanish fucking day. I don't give a fuck. And I'm like, what are you watching the video for then? I'll put Martin Dubamendi in the title of a video. I'm sick of hearing about Martin Dubamendi. I don't want to watch any of your videos. What are you fucking watching it for then? I think someone said to me recently, said, so, since when have you been the Real Madrid mouthpiece? What? Because I'm telling you what's being claimed by a Real Madrid journalist. And I'm a... Do you remember when I used to put the coffee machine on that? I still got them, but I like this. Please send me this. Please, SOS, please send me this. You can't send it from UK because you have to pay import taxes. Oh. But if you're in Ireland or something like that, I don't know where you can get it. You might be able to get it here. I've not seen it here yet, like, and I went to the big supermarket the other day. It's got every fucking thing, but it didn't have this. Oh, live stream tonight as well, 7 o'clock UK. So you've got 2 streams today, okay? Don't think, oh, I'll only go to that one, because if one of them's quiet, I'll just think, what's the point? Hello, Remy. Can I help? Do you want this? Do you want this? Is it this you're after? Since I've been feeding him this though, what? I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing? Since I've been feeding him this, he's had the shits, because they changed it. I'm thinking of going back onto dry dog food, you know what I mean? But it's expensive here. And I was brought up where I think like a dog should be eating real meat, do you know what I mean? Can you see his reflection behind me, look? So I used to get him the dry stuff. But then I think like, I can imagine my granddad going, imagine eating that rabbit food every fucking day. Give him some proper meat. So I get him proper meat, which is probably more expensive than the fucking dry food. But what do you think about this stuff that you get in like specialist pet places? You know, like you can get a bag of like dry dog food, say for €15, 13 quid, 14 quid. But then there's some that are like 50. Do you reckon, I mean, I would get him one, but do you reckon, you know, like all this like scientist approved shit, what do you reckon? Do you think it's a big shite, that? Like a big scam? Come on. Here we go. I cannot explain to you how fucking grim his kennel area looks outside. Something ain't right with Remy. And he was at the vets, as you know, just before Christmas. And she gave him some medication, you know. But he's gonna have to go back. Listen, if you're an older viewer in the United Kingdom and you maybe lost winter fuel allowance, right, and your skin, will you please reach out to me in the comment section or email me or something, because I've got, you know, quite a following, and I would hate to think that any of my viewers, you know, are struggling. I don't want, you know, like, I live in Spain, so I'm lucky. But it even gets cold here, believe it or not. When you've lived here a long time, you do feel it. You do feel the cold. I'm from fucking Yorkshire as well, so, you know, I'm used to walking around in a fucking t-shirt all year round, but I do feel cold here sometimes. But I can't bear the thought of, you know, if you're an older person, right, and you were entitled to winter fuel allowance, but you're not now, and you're struggling to heat your house or your flat or wherever you fucking live, let me know, all right? Because we'll look after you, all right? So I'm probably going to make a video about that. I keep saying it. You know, I met Alan Metcalf recently. He's in his 70s, is Al. Right? I know he's not a millionaire, but I don't know what his status is. Do you know what I mean? And it's an awkward one, isn't it? Because it's like, people are proud, you know what I mean? Might be all right, but he could take, I don't think he'd take offence off me, like, because, you know, it'd be from, because I love the guy, do you know what I mean? But I'd hate to think of Alan, like, fucking thinking, oh, I can't put my eating on or something. I don't know, you know what I mean? So, if you watch my KopTalk get-together video, you'll see Alan in it, dancing away in the red jumper. So I think of Alan because he's an older gentleman. He's in his 70s. And maybe we have older people, you know, watching this that are struggling. I just keep seeing the news, you know, from England saying how cold it is and that. And, you know, I wouldn't even know what someone would need to get through winter. Would a tenner make a difference? Today, if someone said, here's a tenner, would you be able to put your heating on for a bit? I honestly don't know, but put it this way. If you were known to the community, you know, and you put your heating on over winter, and then you turn around and go, I've got electric bill of £250, I can't afford it, I would find you that £250. All right, so I don't want you to, you know, to worry. But I also know people are proud and don't want to, you get nowhere in life for being proud. You don't, guys. I've done it over years, you know, I've had ups and downs and I've struggled, and I'll say to my members, I'm fucking skint. You know, it's the worst thing in the world, saying that to someone, you know. So, I know what it feels like, you know, sometimes, so. But I can't do with the thought of someone being fucking freezing cold. Now, you can't just turn up on this channel and say, I need 250 quid for my eating, right? Because we'll be like, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Unfortunately, society's like that. But there are ways of verifying things and stuff. So we just want you, you know, if you're part of the community and you need a little help during winter, please step up, all right? Don't be shy. Can't really keep it anonymous because people would then accuse me, as they usually do. You know what I mean? That's what they've done over the years. But, you know, we need to know who you are. And what I always do is I like to have someone, like, you know, from the channel, I'd say, right, listen, this is what we've received, and do it so that people know. Because then you're taking away that, you know, they've tried to do it to me over the years when I've raised thousands before, and you know, through legitimate charities that would turn around and say, yeah, received every penny, but your haters will always try and plant the seed, you know what I mean? So from experience of that, I would never like look after something like that myself. So if someone said, yeah, fucking Red Dave, we need to help him, you know, then I would need to have someone else involved with me, if that makes sense. So some of you would have to decide who's part of it, you know what I mean? You just got to protect yourself more than anything. Go on. Didn't take you long, did it? Give me notice before you fancy having a shit in the kitchen, please. Thank you. So, 38 minutes, right? I suppose I better go and phone my chick. Yeah. A couple of things. My intentions this week are to turn out quite a few videos. According to my YouTube recap for this channel, in 2024, I uploaded more than 1,500 videos. I don't know if that's true. Does it sound right? That's what it says. Where's my phone? Oh, I hid it behind the kettle. I'll show you. Look, uploads 1.5 thousand. And in December alone, 160 videos. I know there was more than that because I accidentally deleted one, so it's 161. Imagine if I tried. And then you'll get people that come on here, the knob jockeys, and they'll go, he only reads fucking Spanish newspapers. Yeah, 1,500 videos all about Spanish newspapers. Ah, dear me. We didn't even talk about the Spanish newspapers before Mendy was linked with us. So now this week we're going to do that. We're going to be doing live streams every day as usual. My usual routine before Christmas was 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock. I don't know if I'll do one every night at 7, maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday. I don't know, because I want to do some things in an evening as well. It takes up my whole evening, and I've got so many other things to do. I've got a lot of emails to reply to, you know. Yeah. There was something else. Oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe to Meh United TV. So on YouTube, it's youtube.com/@Meh United TV. Also, my grandson's YouTube channel, Anfield Harry. No H in the Harry, Anfield Harry. He's only 8. Go and subscribe to him. You guys are amazing, because I've seen the comments. I'm like a channel manager, you know what I'm saying? So I've seen the comments. But Harry, every comment Harry's replied to is his own words, which his mum supervises, right? So it'd be lovely if you go over there and drop him a sub. If you want to put a smile on my chubby cheeks, go and subscribe to my grandson's channel, right? Because he's going to be the future, right? Because I'm not going to be around forever. I'm at 50 now, and I'm scared as it is, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think it's a nice thought to think that, you know, he could stand here and say, could you imagine him? I've been around these parts 40 years, you know, because he started when he was 8. Do you know what I mean? More than 40 years. I'm approaching 50 years or something. He's got a good start as lad, hasn't he? So if you think I'm annoying, saying I've been here 27, imagine what he's going to be like. Well, I hope I see many of them. But if I don't, and some of you younger pups, you'll be able to go, I remember your granddad saying that, Harry, and how nice is that going to be for him? Do you know what I mean? So, should we do a series? Educating Harry or something like that? And let's do like topics. So like, lesson 1, Harry, this is that how to handle haters, right? And I'll make the video, and you'll be able to watch it in the future. I'll publish it on here, and you guys in the comments can also chime in with your thoughts and suggestions. Would that be good? Harry, this is how to do this is how to do that. And then in the future, them videos hopefully would always be on YouTube for him to look at. What do you think? That'd be good, wouldn't it? How to handle haters. Wind the fuckers up. I have Reddit on my phone, and sometimes it flashes up recommendations, you know what I mean? Like buy girls in, no, sorry, like it'll flash up based on your interests or whatever. And it flashed up some YouTube stuff recently, you know, and it says you want to join this group. And I haven't joined it, I don't think. And I saw this one flash up yesterday. It says, I've got my first hater and I'm really proud. I loved it. And I read it. And this person was saying, I must be doing something right. I've got my first hater and that. Should I pin the comment? Oh, fucking min. And people giving their advice how to deal with haters. And man was like, nah, just fucking block them. Get rid of them instantly. That's what I do. Yeah, I think I had 1 or 2 yesterday. Just get rid. Don't subject yourself to that negativity. You know, don't do it. Don't. I think that was my problem when I was in my 20s, when they started hating on me online, you know, building blogs about me and trying to smear me, and, you know, just awful, really. But when you're younger, you reply to it, don't you? You know, and that is what they want you to do, right? So the more you do it, the more you fuel them, and they can see that, and they do it more and more. The only way ever to truly deal with them is to ignore them, because you're not falling into what they want you to do. Now, I don't think everyone's a hater. So if someone leaves a comment on here saying, you fat fuck, you know, you fuck, I don't think they're a hater. I mean, technically they are, but they're not in that camp. You know, I've had haters online for decades, you know, that are still out there, that would still say things about me. They're haters, right? But I think responding to them when I was younger was the worst thing. It was funny for me. And I think it actually helped me because it inspired me and made me more determined to succeed. But some people say on here, when I respond to comments, they'll say, don't reply to these people. You're giving them what they want. No. Because I think it's comedy value for you guys. Like yesterday's morning briefing, when you see me stressed out, and that's why I do it. So I can say, look at this fucking idiot, you know. So my personal advice, if you have a YouTube channel, would be not to respond. Never respond. Just block them, get rid of them. You don't need that negativity in your life. You'll never keep everyone happy. You can't do that. And there's people that will leave you lovely comments, and the next comment can be absolutely vitriol, you know. But it doesn't matter, does it? Just keep doing what you do. I mean, I've been subjected to horrendous hate over the years, you know, targeted my family, my kids, me, obviously. you know, and sadly, people on the internet, they'll read something and go, is this true? Because that's the other thing, they'll say you haven't responded to it. But I always think back to an executive at Liverpool Football Club saying to me, the worst thing you can ever do is acknowledge something. And that was the club's stance, right? So unless the club has to respond to something like very serious, you know, or morally right, you know, if there's rumours of this, that and the other, the club say, well, no, we do, you know, why would we want to respond to this idiocy, you know? And I remember many years ago when I was house hunting in Spain with my mum, I got a phone call, and it was from the mother of my children, Charlotte and Robert. And she said, you're not going to believe what's happened today. I said, what? She said, the police have turned up at Robert's school. It might have been Charlotte's school as well, but Robert was younger. I think it was just Rob. So would it be an infant school? I'm not really sure what that age goes up to, probably. And she said, the police have turned up there today. Someone's called social services or the police, one or the other, and I think it was the police, and said that you're going to kidnap the children and take them to Spain. Right? This is true story. And I was fucking raging, right? Because you start fucking with someone's kids. Well, I'm not going to say, right, what I would say as a parent, as a father, right? But if you fuck with someone's blood, all right, you know what I'm saying, right? So we won't go into that. Even just talking about that, you know what I'm saying? Give you the Gareths. So I'm angry because it's these people online, right? They've blogged about me and tried to, you know, all because I kicked them off my website, and because I was successful, and because I wasn't from Liverpool. True story. And so I said, right, so what's happening? She said, well, the police have said, where's the passports, kind of thing? And she went, he's got them, Duncan's got them, you know, or whatever. And they were like, you're not concerned? She went, no, Duncan's, well, me and Duncan, we've never, I got 2 children to a girl that was never really my girlfriend, right? So we sort of dated, you know, for a couple of months, 2 or 3 months when we were 17, and I got her pregnant. And then so many years later, 7 or 8 years later or something, I might have gone there again and ended up with Robert. Rob, they all know this. Rob knows he's the best mistake I've ever made. He knows this. The next Birmingham get-together or wherever we have it, you ask him about it, he'll go, yeah, I know what happened. Yeah, that's why I'm here, right? So, oh, that's a really long story as well, because I was getting married only a few months after that came out. Anyway, so, thanks, Rob. So, the police knew me. Oh, yeah, rumours are true then, are they? No, sorry, I got a text message. No, the police knew me because my father was a senior police officer, right, up until his retirement in 1991, 33 years service, very respected senior police officer. The criminals fucking loved him. Can you believe that? I used to go in Boozers in Scarborough, my hometown. This is a small town. Everyone knows everyone. And then they get talking about things and go, your old man, Dunk, he was fucking great. Proper old school copper. And my dad used to have these brown leather gloves, right? You know, like senior police officers do. And if someone was in trouble, you know, if they'd done something naughty, he'd stand in front of me. So I remember the tale, Les led. And he said, your dad stood there and he went like that with his gloves on my face. Not hard, just like went, who's been a naughty boy? How would we like to move forward with this? Would you like to come to the police station? Or would you like to put back in that window what you're trying to steal? And I didn't see you, did I, Barry? I made up the name Barry, right? I'll put it back, Bob. Right? Maybe this isn't what police officers are supposed to do, but he had a lot of respect. If you were a cunt, you'd be treated differently. But he was an old school copper, right? So everyone knew me dad, right? The criminals, you know, they do what the thing is, I knew everyone in town, right? You go in a local, you know everyone. You know, and obviously when I was a young kid, it was, you know, you're a copper's narc, you're a grass and all that because your dad's a copper, right? But, you know, as you grow up, you go into pubs and they go, Dunk's all right, fucking hell. You know what I mean? The bloke used to come in there with fucking carry a bag full of CDs from Woolies, right? Don't join any CDs. I'd be like, what you got? Right? So everyone was cool with me. You know, they knew who my dad was. And so obviously when my dad retired, the police still knew me, right? Because I was from a police family. So this copper, he rings me up. He said, all right, Duncan, how you doing, lad? I said, yeah, I'm all right, cheers, yeah. He says, I'm sure you've heard what's been going on today. We had to go to the school and tell them if you turned up that you couldn't take your son away. I went, yeah, I know all about it, yeah. And he went, we've had a look online. We know that these people are targeting you. And I went, yeah, it's true. Yeah. And he said, you know what this copper said to me? He went, you're obviously doing something right, Duncan. You're obviously doing something right. And that's what I would say to you if you've got a YouTube channel, people start hating on you, or a podcast or anything, whether it's about football or anything, right? Doing something right could be just producing good content and getting people talking or whatever, right? Don't get me wrong, I've made mistakes, right? But I always try to put right things, you know, and I'm not the 25-year-old boy now, 23, 24, 25, I'm 50. You know what I mean? But this copper said, you're obviously doing something right, Duncan. He went, don't go online and bite to this, because any dad would, you know, like I wanted to go online and go, if I fucking, you know what I mean? He said, don't do it, because that's what they want. So there you go. And I did, right? But that's just one of the examples of what they would do, all right? I can think another one. So, you know, the members' website, on the sign-up pages, it would say maybe a claim, you know, like, thousands of people have joined KopTalk, right? Over the years, whatever, right? So one of these numpties, because they all did it together, right? Because, I don't know, I had to remove someone from my members' website years ago. And then it was like, well, if he's going, I'm fucking going. And they all went to build a website to take me down. Still waiting 25 years later, whatever it is now, I don't know. And 20 years? 20 years later, I think, I don't know. And then they set up this blog all about me and smearing me and everything. So there was a group of them. And they used to do all this together, like collectively, you know. So what they did was they all emailed trading standards, right, up in the northeast. I was living up at the northeast at the time because I was racing greyhounds at Newcastle. I had about 10, 12 greyhounds. You know, I had one of the best dogs in the country when he was a puppy, Boot Room Boy. Some of you will remember, I had Faster Than Owen, Boot Room Girl, you know, all these Liverpool-related names. And many of you guys were going around bookies all over the fucking country putting bets on when I was giving you a nudge in there. And so they emailed trading standards and said, he hasn't got thousands of members. It's a lie. And you're not allowed to claim something in business if it's not true, right? So this guy, you know, is on the phone to me, and I says, well, why don't you pop down to my office? Because I had like a property just around the corner from me. These people, my haters called it the KopTalk shed, right? I bought a house specifically for KopTalk, right? And at the back of it, I had this huge, like similar to a porter cabin. It was, some of you remember the pictures, it was fucking class. You walked in, there was these big widescreen TVs with Sky News on. Back then we had teletext and stuff. And there was 4 portables on the wall to the left of my desk, all the same size, which would have all different things on so I could watch all the news. It was like fucking NASA Central. Liverpool pictures, shirts, a line of 4 computers down the left where, you know, my kids or family, my mum, for example, helped. And my big desk, you know, it was fucking great, guys. It was me. So I says to this guy at training centre, I said, why didn't you come down? I says, you can jump on one of the computers. I said, the database is online. You can see for yourself. And he says, what, you're all right with that? And I went, yeah, no problem, right? So he came down. I invited him. Right? He came down, and I put in a little editorial this story that I'm telling you now. And my haters spun it, left out the bit that I said I'd invited him down, and that I told everyone online. And they wrote this article as if they'd discovered this news, you know, and that Oldham, Fatty Oldham had been raided or whatever, right? And this guy comes round. He was a Newcastle United supporter because I was in the northeast, right? And he sat there and he looked up at me and he opened his fucking binder like that and he went, have you seen all these emails? He says, these are all emails about you that I've received in the last 24 hours or something. Have you really? And I told him the story. I said, well, I kicked someone off my site, and I said, you know, he was being abusive to others, not me. I said, but he didn't like it, and, you know, as usual, they can't let it go. Same when you ban someone on here, you know, they can't let it go. They'll go on other channels and slag you off forever. They don't tell people why they've got a problem with you. And I said some of his friends, because it was a clique, right? It was a clique of people on the members' website that had got really friendly. You know, well, you can fuck off if he's gone, I'm gone. And I think that day escalated to probably about 30 people leaving. But, you know, I take no prisoners. Like, yeah, fuck off then, you know what I mean? Like, my interest here is the whole community, right? So you can't run the place, you know? What might not offend me might offend someone else, and I'm the same in the comments on here, right? So, this group of people were then backed up by people from other Liverpool websites that didn't like me because KopTalk was fucking far superior than all that shit, right? And I wasn't from Liverpool, which really didn't help. Honestly, the hate I've had for not being from Liverpool, incredible, right? So then they had like a little anti-KopTalk thing going, you know what I mean? So then they would say, like, this is the investigating officer in the Northeast. Email them and tell them this, right? That it's not real claim or whatever about the members. So they all did. And he went, this is just like a template. He said, they're all the same, these emails. He said, but they're all from real people, different people. And the people running, you know, these attacks on me never used their real names. Some did from Liverpool, but the people behind the smears, they always use a handle, a nickname, you know what I mean? And he went, look, he says, I've even got pictures of you here. He says, someone's photoshopped your head onto Michael Jackson's body. And Charlotte sent me that as well, my daughter. She went, Dad, this is fucking hilarious. And Jabba the Hutt, you know, and all these... Is that the right name? I can't remember. And so me cut along... So me and this trading standards guy, I'm telling him the story like I'm telling you, and he went, all right, okay. He says, that's usually, he says, what can happen in these things. He said, you know, people have got... what's the word? You know, vendetta or something against you. It's, you know, anyway, he said, so I said, anyway, computer's there. We spoke for that long. We ended up talking about football, and that's why football is so fucking great. Because he's coming round to do his job. We have a natter, biscuit, cup of coffee or whatever, and then it's like, and I'm like, what do you reckon about Newcastle this year then? And he was, well, you know, Shearer this, Shearer that. All right, yeah, my mate, you know, I do go down. You know, and we ended up talking, and he was like, oh, look at time. So he says, can I come back? I said, no, listen. I said, it's all online. Here's a username and a login name. You go on, look at anything you want, right, and get back to me. And he went, you're all right with that? I said, yeah, no problem. Got nothing to hide here, mate. So he went, cut a long story short, don't ignore these fucking idiots. That was more or less what he said, word for word, all right? He went, there's no problems here, son. Do you know what I mean? He was older than me, I was younger then, right? There's no problems here, son. Just continue doing what you're doing. I hope fucking Liverpool get battered on Saturday, you know, that kind of thing. And that was the kind of, you know, hate and stuff. You know, I used to have, the council would turn up at my house to collect my dog. You know, my dog, you know how much the dogs mean to me. You've seen the different dogs over the years, right? Including, of course, Rodders. My little Rodders, bless him. He was our last KopTalk legend on here. Many people remember Rodders. And, you know, they'd come up and say, we've come to collect a dog carcass. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, your dog's dead. There's a carcass here, isn't there? No, there isn't. These people, again, you know. My cousin Lauren that's paralysed, you know Lauren, they said that she didn't exist. Wasn't true. When my house was put up for sale, they contacted the estate agents and said this is money laundering. All these different things. Do you remember me telling you a story where a company approached me and said, we're putting on a jumbo jet for the Champions League final. Could you sell, you know, spaces on it kind of thing, promote it for us? And I said, yeah. And they said, how much do you want? I said, you know, from each sale. And I said, no, I don't want anything. Just give me 2 free seats on that plane to give to someone that's, you know, needs it. And I went, I'm happy to promote it for you. And they went, really? And I went, yeah, absolutely. And I did. And the fella took his dad. You know, I didn't have to pay for it. They had the flights there and back. But these people online were reporting me to some travel ombudsman or something, saying I wasn't a travel agent or something. I don't know. They were trying to ground the fucking plane with Liverpool fans on that I was giving free tickets to go to, do you know what I mean? Free flight tickets, nothing to do with match ticket. So, but they didn't succeed. They never succeeded with any of it. They succeeded in giving me headaches, you know. But it happens. And I remember making a video and I was saying I don't respond to people. I remember Charlotte, she'd only be about 12, 13, sat in my office chair and the camera's pointing at her. And she went, this is a message for you people that hate my dad. My dad's mint. He looks after me and my brother Rob. And she went on like that. My dad's great. He's very generous. He's lovely. Leave my dad alone. He's the best man you could ever meet. He's very honest, very trustworthy and all that. And then she looked at me and she went, is that it? And I went, yeah. And then you see my aunt come out and give her 20 quid and she goes, right. So just like we did banter like that. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is, it fuels it. So my advice to you is, if you're subjected to this, whatever you do in life, don't do it. I had a member, someone joined my members website in Australia, right? And he said to me, he reached out to me one day and went, hi, Dunk, you know, I've been following your website for years, because we didn't have YouTube and all that, right? So I've been following your website for years. And he said, I've seen a lot of hate aimed at you online. And he said, I don't know anything about you. He said, where I am in Australia, he says, I run a real estate business. And he says, the amount of hate I get here, he says, for just being good at what I do, he says, from competitors, hating on me, spreading lies about me. He went, it's one of the most awful things in the world. And he says, and I've stumbled on you and your website. And he went, I can see this is just a smear against you. He said, I can see I'm not thick. You know what I mean? And he went, because of that, I'd like to join your website and become a member. And he did. So, yeah, they create, you know, problems for you and that, I guess. And it was sad. I mean, it was. Anyone in the world that turns around to you and says, oh, it don't bother me, it would be lying, because it's not nice if some people hate on you, you know. But the internet, if you think about it, was new. Social media was new around then. I don't even know when X started, Twitter or whatever. Probably around mainstream, maybe 2005 onwards or something. I think I joined in 2009 maybe. But what I've realised is that when a mum and dad maybe lose a young child, either from an accident or something where someone's taken that child's life, there are people out there on the internet that message these families pretending to be the child from messaging them, or poking fun at them, or manipulating photographs of their child and going, this is what's happened to you. So some real evil, twisted people out there. So what you've got to understand is that hate and those kind of people, they're just out there in society. You know what I mean? But it was new. You know, it was new. And I thought it was me. You know what I mean? And I had this massive, like, I was like the proudest Liverpool fan in the world. I loved Liverpool. And then when you think you're not welcome, it was upsetting, you know. So this is how I know when I talk about people from minority groups, you know, we banter on here, but how awful must it feel for people like Cass, for example, to walk down a street and people are looking at him because of his faith or whatever. He's not, you know, he's thinking, this is my country, I'm born here, I'm bred here, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't interfere with anyone, my heart's in the right place, but people are like that looking at him, you know, because he's, you know, Muslim or whatever. So I hate shit like that, I hate bullies. And I got a lot of it. But the thing is, over the years, I got to meet more and more people from Liverpool. And the people from Liverpool are amazing, the most loveliest people in the world. And at the time, I was like, you know, I was wrong. In my head, I'm like, oh my God, these Scousers, man, they're fucking awful. You know, but they weren't. It was a group. And that's why you need to realise that. So if you've been subjected to the out-of-town shit online, it is only from a particular section. Do you know what I mean? Like, because the majority love people from all over the world, as long as your heart's in the right place. Do you know what I mean? If you're a dickhead, they'll tell you you're a fucking dickhead. It don't matter where you're from. So never be, you know, upset by that. Don't feel out of place. I can assure you that proper Scousers, man, they're fucking love. I've got some of the bestest friends in the world there. But equally, my biggest haters are from there too, right? Which is sad, but what can you do? You know, some people have no problems with other people with other faiths or sexualities or whatever you want to call it, you know, all these different minority groups or whatever. Some of us, we don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about what anybody is, as long as you're a good person. And then they'll come on here, yet they'll say I'm a racist or something. Or sexist. Because I say I don't like women's football. They'll say, well, you're sexist. Well, my mum didn't like women's football either. She used to say, what's this shit? You know what I mean? I just don't like it. Right? But there's people out there that will always label you, or they'll have a go at you, or, you know, they will oppose all these different minority groups no matter what you do. No matter what you do. But there's also a lot of people out there that welcome everyone with open arms and just say, as long as you're a good person, you're not affecting my life, it's fine. You know? So I know people like Miserable Martin at Red Raw LFC YouTube channel. I know that he's had some hate on there. But I know that he sees it as a badge of honour as well. And it must be very difficult if you're a young person, if you're trying to do something right and people are hating on you, but you must take it like that. Comment on YouTube, on Reddit, sorry. See it as like, I'm doing something right. Because when they don't hate on me, I know I'm failing. That's how I look at it, right? So if I'm not getting any hate, I'm of no interest. Think of it that way. Right, if no one's hating on it, it's a bizarre way to look at it, but it's fucking true. So if you're a nobody, nobody's going to say anything about you. So if you're a somebody, someone's going to come along and say nice things to you, right? Because I get that on here all the time, every day. But if you're also doing, you know, well or whatever, you'll also get the bad people as well, as I get as well, right? So never be dissuaded or put off by it. Don't let them hurt you. Yeah, the thing is though, you can have 1,000 comments, 999 lovely comments, one awful comment, and the one comment is louder than the 999. If you've got a podcast, a YouTube channel about Liverpool or anything in the world, right, any subject, and you need advice with these people, if they target you, you come to me, right? Because take it from a man that's had decades of haze, you know, and would still get it. Today I still get it. I don't see the hate on here, you know, like the people that come on here, they're just the dregs of society that will hate on you and say, call you fat, whatever. You know, I don't really think they're haters. When I refer to haters, it's people that would go out of their way to come to you, to hate on you, would be banned, would register a new name, spend all day telling people that you're this, that and the other. And they've made some awful slurs about me over the years. Awful. Never proved one, you know, because it was not true. Do you understand? When I moved to Spain, it was like he's fleeing the country, he's on the run. He can't come back to England. So I used to go back to England and take pictures of myself outside police stations. But he's winding them up because I was young and stupid. But really, does it really matter what anyone says? My best friend Kenny died when he was 37. And his dad was my hero when I was a kid. He was the hardest man in Scarborough. He was a doorman. Everyone loved him, right? And I remember when I was 15, I said to him in the nightclub, I went, hey, you've got so many friends. And he went, Duncan, I haven't. He went, loads of people know me. He said, but you can count your real friends on one hand. And he went, you'd be lucky if you fill all 5 fingers. And he said, you're one of those fingers, son. I was about 14, 15, in a nightclub, but I was very mature for my age. And it was the biggest compliment I ever got paid, right? And I've thought about it all through my life. Like, how many real friends have you got? They would do anything. Like, if I rang Smooth and said, you're going to have to help me move a body, he wouldn't say who. He would just say, well, what car we're going in, what we're doing. He wouldn't even ask me why or anything. He would do anything for me. There you go, right? So, I have friends like Ben back home who do anything for me. Do you know what I mean? But I think all of us can, like it doesn't have to be moving bodies. I have no intentions of moving any bodies. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm very passive. Even to my haters, I wouldn't want any wrong to happen to them. They're just who they are, right? And maybe they've got to, portray a certain image or whatever. But, if you said, I'm on my arse, people like Ben would give you his last pound, his last meal, his anything, lovely, lovely guy. So my best friend died when he was 37. And every time I go home to Scarbados on the Costa del Yorkshire, I pop up to see his dad. His dad lives on his own because his wife's died, his son's died. He's got other family members, but he lives on his own. He's getting on now. He's very old now. Starting to lose his memory. He told me that when I was round a couple of weeks ago when I was over. And he did while I was sat there. He went, "Oh, I'm losing my memory, don't you know? I'm getting old now, son. You know, all right." And then the next minute he'd say, "I'm losing my memory now, you know, I'm getting," you know what I mean? So when I was sat there, I experienced it with him. And every time I go home to Scarborough, I go to Coupland's, or, you know, like the bakery, if you like, and I'll grab half a dozen bread buns, steak pie, or something, just like a little bag. And I go up to his house and, "Hey, Ken, you all right?" And I go, "I brought you something." "Oh, thanks, son, you're a lovely lad." You know, because he's an old man now. So I just take him some supplies, drop them off. If he's not in when I get there, I leave him at front door. And he knows I've been to see him, right? I don't know why I got onto Big Ken. Why did I get onto Big Ken? I don't know. I think I was trying to say about, you know, I don't know what I was trying to say. It's thrown me off a little bit because I was just thinking, I hope he's all right at Christmas. And I'm not going to watch the video back to see where I was going with the story. But you're always going to get people that love you. You're always going to get people that hate you. And that's life, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? I've just seen the time. I'm waffling on now. But that's what my morning briefings are about. I don't know where I was going with the Ken one. But yeah, there's a message in there somewhere. I think you'll be able to decipher it. I need to go. I'm like, why was I talking about Big Ken? You know, see, my memory's going as well. Love Big Ken. Mint. Yeah. Never forget that. I remember this lass. I'm going to tell you this one more story. Remember this lass that I was a bit close to at one point, online, not offline. And we didn't meet because of the pandemic. And she lived overseas. And I remember she was, you know, having a bit of this one day. And I said, "Look, hey, fuck that, man. I'm a good man, like, you know what I mean?" And she went, "It's not for you to say whether you're a good man or not, right? She went, "It's for me to decide if you're a good man or not." You know, because we were having a bit of a ding-dong, you know what I mean? When I thought to myself, yeah, she's right there, really. Many people do that, don't they? Hey, I'm a good person, right? So she makes a point of it, and I said, well, I still am a fucking good man, right? Regardless of whether you think I am or not, I know I am, right? The very next day, my friend Steve, right, he's a Liverpool fan, he's in his 70s, right? He published a book about World War II. He's published a few books, right? And I went up to the bar on a Friday. Do you remember I used to go on a Friday? And we used to meet in a group of us, 3 or 4, and he says, right, I've got my book done, guys. And he'd personalised a little message to everyone, right? Do you know what man said? This is the very next day after she said, "You can't say that about yourself. I'd love to show you it." I showed her it. And it said, "To Dung, one of life's good guys." My God, you could not have fucking, oh. I messaged it next day, so, "You know when you were running your fucking mouth yesterday?" "Yeah." "Well, this is what my mate thinks. This is someone that knows me. All right. DKB. Don't let the bastards grind you down. Don't let the bastards grind you down. She was alright, to be honest. We don't speak anymore. Like, which is, I'm glad about that, because I think back then, I think my head was loop to loop with the lockdown and all that. She's one that keeps sending me pictures of her with a new boyfriend or something, because she's so happy now, but she has to keep sending me pictures and that, you know what I mean? I don't send pictures of me and my girlfriend to anybody because they're not on my mind, you know what I mean? So, right, guys. Oh, I got a PayPal notification. It's a debit. Right, I'm going to go. I hope you enjoyed this morning's briefing. I'm going to go and call my girl now, because she's been waiting 45 minutes since she called me. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it's helped some people, you know. Whatever you do in life, you're always going to get people going to try and knock you and that. And, you know, ultimately, at the end of the day, I think I remembered. Big Ken. I remembered what I was going to fucking tell you, and I'm so glad I did. When I went to see him last time, a couple of weeks ago, I went up there with my chick as well, and I took him his, you know, bread buns and all that. Do you know what he said to me? He said, don't matter what anyone's fucking opinion is of you, does it? He wasn't saying it to me, like I didn't have a discussion. He wasn't trying to reassure me. It don't matter what anyone fucking thinks, is what he said, not of individuals. I don't know what conversation we were talking about. I would love to remember, but it doesn't really matter. But this is a man that I respected from a young age, and he sat there, even though he's getting old and whatever, or he is old. And he says to me, don't matter what anyone fucking thinks. And I know we all say that to ourselves, but hearing it come from him and hearing it delivered in the way he said it, it just made me think about what I do on here. You know, maybe I had mentioned someone, I doubt it, or why would I be telling him about my work? I don't see that. I don't know what it was, but there was no drama or anything. Nobody was moaning about it, but I remember him saying that to me. And I left there thinking that it doesn't matter what anyone fucking thinks. Well, you know what I mean? Like, so maybe in life you think, well, I'd rather people did like me, but does it really fucking matter if they don't? Who are these people? Does it matter? It doesn't matter what anyone thinks, even if it's good, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we're here for a short time. We're going to see out life. We're going to die, and then people are going to forget us anyway. All you've got to do in life is try and be a nice person, try and look out for people, learn from your mistakes, and just be a nice person. Be one of life's good guys.